The Soul Society.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Turntables activated. Get ready.
The most versatile hip-hop radio station in the world.
You can talk about us, but you can't talk without us. Phenomenal radio. We are what radio should be. You could listen to one of those other stations, but what would your friends think?
Holy sh! Where'd you find this?
You're locked into the #1 online radio station.
Here we go! It's not that your radio sounds strange. You just found a station that plays what you like.
Phenomenal radio.
Radio just got a lot more fun. Thanks for listening.
We are what radio should be.
Phenomenal Radio, PhenomRadio.io, the most versatile hip-hop station in the world, where we have taken the power of the industry and placed it in the hands of the independent for almost 20 years. I am your brother and one of your music doctor hosts on the audio forensics at Slate Stone Music anywhere online. Most of these social media platforms you can find me. Hashtag 1000 network on any of your favorite social media platforms or search engines, and you'll find us. You'll find the artifacts. Again, I am at Slate Stone Music, your brother, in here with some of my brothers, co-hosts, music doctors, and a special guest on today. I'm going to pass it to DJ Despair, and then he'll let you know who he is, and then Dick James will introduce our guest on today. Okay, so I guess it's on you, Dick James. We can't hear Despair.
Probably because of the Canada, you know what I mean? That's where he at. So we gonna give him a moment to figure it out, because he's a genius and you guys are technical. So today, of course, my name is Timo James. Sometimes they call me Dick James when I'm entertaining as an artist. I'm co-owner to KPTX Digital Broadcasters, Phenomenal Radio, the most diverse radio station on the planet. And today we have the female phenomenon, Grammy-winning, multiple awards. I mean, I could go on, but I would like for the audience, the listeners, the viewers, to be able to hear straight from the horse's mouth, because it's no one better than your own self to tell your true story. So without further ado, please show a warm welcome for the wonderful, beautiful Terry Green.
Hi, everybody. How are you doing? Thank you for having me, Slate. Dick, this is glad to get online with you, because it's not always easy with me because I move around quite a lot. Next year, I just realized it'll be my 30th year in dance. I'm actually sitting in Italy right now, where I was my first #1 was Italy and Spain. So it's kind of full circle for me this year. Life's been life, and it's just so much going on. But music has been a constant for me. So like you said, some of the things I had done, it's crazy, my life. So I'm gonna try to do a really quick kind of summary of where I've been, what I was up to. In '97, I came to Europe and I met some German producers and went #1 in the Spanish charts with some music. And then I went on to release about 1,000 dance singles, which then led to me touring with people like David Guetta, working with Avicii and a lot of very famous dance and EDM DJs. But at the same time, I longed for a return to my DC roots, which was R&B and soul. So I created the Terry Green Project, and that was where I received an Indie Soul Grammy, some Billboard Smooth Jazz accolades and placements, and became more a name in the soul and R&B, Southern soul genres. So I kind of worked with so many different genres, writing for so many different people. If you remember in the 70s, there was a guy called um, Chris Norman with Susie Quattro, a song called Stumbling In. I've even written for people like that, top 10 hits. And I've written for Danish superstars, EDM artists, R&B singers, soul artists, jazz artists, Randy Hall, Grammy winning Randy Hall, who produced Miles Davis. I've worked with him. So I've just done a lot of stuff. And right now I'm just glad to be still alive and, doing what I do because, to travel the planet, to have worked in Russia and Lebanon and everything you see on the news, I've played there at least once and probably 2 or 3 times. So there's not a lot people can tell me about political things or, what is it like on the ground? Well, I've been in more Russian cities than any Russian you're going to run into. So I could probably tell you about that. Sung under the stars in Beirut. Lebanon's one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. So watching what I'm watching right now, it's very bittersweet to be an artist, to know music broke down all those doors and politics closed them. So I'm like, well, I think we need more musicians as politicians because they doing crazy. But I will say this, that every room that I was granted the access to be a part of. I played Spring Fling with people like Tucker and Jeter Jones about 2 years ago, and now me and Jeter are cutting a new single together. So I've just been, a piece of clay, a piece of putty, and kind of showed people that you can be many different things. I was born in DC, but as soon as I was 6 months, we moved already. So I went to 9 schools in 12 years, spent the most time in Hampton, Virginia, where I just went back to see what it looked like after 35 years. And then I moved to Columbia, Maryland, and then we were in Florida and Michigan and so on. And we lived in Europe. So to not be so long-winded, I'm just glad to be able to do R&B and soul music at this point in my career because it was always a part of who I am. People got it twisted. If I did a trance record, oh, you're not black. Nope, black doesn't have nothing to do with music. Music is just what I do, what my ear has learned how to do. But if you put me in the studio, like I wrote the single for me and Jeter Jones, I know how to say ain't gonna do it. I know all it because I grew up in Florida. So I think that I hope younger artists don't allow anyone to limit their capabilities. And I constantly try to help other artists along the way by mentoring. I've been on the phone all day today trying to get a South African girl with Ray Chu. He has a mentorship program in New York, and they actually accepted her. And this girl is so far away from having that opportunity, and now looks like she might get, connected to some really heavyweights in the R&B and soul world in the U.S. So that's just what I've done till now, and I'm more than happy to, just talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Indeed, indeed.
We really just want to talk about you and talk to you and let you talk to people who are familiar with you, and then people who are getting reacquainted with you, and then people who are just getting turned on to who you are.
Mm.
Just this brief introduction alone
makes me sound crazy.
man, no, I mean, it's enormous because it's not often that you get to actually be direct with an artist of your stature that has performed and actually spent quality time in so many places around the world, and you're here still vital, still vibrant, and you look as young, and your spirit is just
I'm
as
loving. What is this
energetic
interview?
as
Okay,
ever.
we got audio forensics every night of the week. The plug.
We're gonna feed your soul, baby.
The most important thing is that it's not about being a Black American person in this planet. We never get to forget that. So even if you sing in a trance record, ba-da-da-da-ba-da-da, whatever, they ain't gonna let you forget that. Nobody lets you forget that because the way you're treated, the journey, the way you get on the records, how they don't believe that you're able to do it, and then you have to prove and prove and prove. I remember me and Crystal Waters were in Poland at a gig. That was the first time we did a show together, because I toured years ago with Alternate Take. We kind of started together, but with Crystal we met. She had her dance. She said, "Girl, Terry, you work too hard." So every year we'd meet in Miami. They do a lot of house and stuff, and I would say, "But I didn't have one record." I had one record, but that record was not mine. It was a part of a group. So even with number one in Spain, number one in Italy, every time it was back to the grind. Like I could not relax like I do now. I can't relax on yesterday's tunes. I'm always on the next grind. So that has been my DNA, because I can't sit around waiting for success. Success. I've seen very successful people. I remember touring with David Guetta, who's one of the biggest DJs in the world, and his best friend Bob Sinclair. And they've done World Cup songs, they've done, songs with Oprah and all these hits. But when we're private, everybody was just a normal, cool person. And they respected the work that I had done, especially in house music. I remember David Guetta said, "Oh, Derry, I love you, a big fan. He knew all my records, so that's how we came together." And so you may not be Beyonce famous, but you may have really knocked down doors in certain genres that people weren't aware you had knocked down for future artists. And I know that I had done that with dance and electronic music.
Indeed. So being international and being able to travel and have some of the successes that you've had, at what point in your childhood or growing up did you discover your gift of your
I'm not
voice and being
sure
able
why I
to
don't
sing?
hear Slade.
James? Can you hear me, James?
Yes, I can hear you.
Ask her the question for me.
Okay, I don't hear Slade though.
Ask that question again right quick, Stone.
When did she discover her gift and her voice?
When exactly in your timeline, in your best impression, did you discover your actual talent, your gift, and your voice, and you knew that this was going to be a parallel journey for you? When did that happen?
So I would say 1997. I was in a gas station in Germany. I had done some recording all over the place in different big studios, but I wasn't signed. I didn't have a deal. So just did it to see where my voice could land. And I was pumping gas and my voice came on over, they play music outside. Germany does that. They play records outside in the gas station. And I heard my voice, I had the gas, and I went, whoa, this is like a big station. So I need to investigate what is going on. And that was the moment where I said, okay, Terry, you're kind of in this thing now. So what are you going to do? And that was when I realized, I'm ready to start taking it more seriously and start to record. And I was a very fast writer, so people would penalize you if you were fast. They'd be like, "You can't sing and write." I'm like, "But that's what I do." Forget, I was pre-Missy, back in, being able to write a record, any kind. What you got, rap, still, give me anything you got, and I would be able to lay it out. And they were mesmerized, but they wanted to penalize me, and didn't really want to give me the full credits, for what you were actually putting down. So that was something.
Yeah, that was the structure and the mechanism that, the old style labels used to keep us in the blind and take advantage of our royalty systems.
Right. And I knew what was kind of going on. I graduated from FAMU business, and then I went over to Europe with a job. So I came as I had a business degree before. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to sign exclusive. I'm just going to be a part of the industry, record records, take a little less, lower cut, but I'm going to have my freedom to do what I want. And that kind of saved my life, which is how I still can work now, because I wasn't under a 30-year deal or a 20-year deal that I didn't realize I had signed.
Man, that's an excellent decision right there. I
Yeah.
mean, you were really ahead of your time to even have your mind in that place like that, because
Right? Yeah,
celebrity
that's
was
facts.
everything to the youth.
Yeah,
And it's incredible, so I'm gonna get out the way, and I'm gonna let my partners continue to do what we came to do. Because it seems to be that the technical issues have calmed down. Doc, are you?
Can y'all hear me?
I
Wow.
do.
You.
Okay, she can hear you, but I
Despair?
can't hear you.
Can you
So
hear
I'm
me?
gonna just keep it like we got. DJ
Yeah,
Despair, can you say something?
yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm here.
I can't hear you either. So you guys
I can
keep it
hear.
going, and I'll go out, and then I'll peekaboo and backdoor back in.
Isn't it funny? He was making fun of me earlier. So, like, being in this, being as talented as you are, what ups and downs have you had with like being in the industry and being in the place that you are now? Like from like beginning of getting in and to the way things are now, a lot of things weren't spoke about how it is now. How do you feel that it's changed over the time?
I think one of the more painful moments is knowing that as you developed and you got better, because I wasn't a great singer in the beginning. I wasn't able to hold notes the way I can now. I wasn't able to riff and run and do all these things in the beginning. So as you got better, people with less talent, less capabilities, you saw that they had an unequal share of the promotion budgets, of being supported. People were giving thumbs up to some really raggedy stuff. And I was like, this is a crazy business. And you have to wrap your head around that is how it is going to be. And I think independent music gives you the freedom to say, I don't even care I'm just going to do me. Another thing was just the financial disparity between watching, for example, a creative genre like rap music, which nobody wanted. And then later you see everybody's trying to do it. So they're celebrating this blackness, but they didn't really want black people to be a part of it. So that just always is a difficult pill to swallow because we are so copied. I just got back from Hong Kong and Seoul and Korea. You walk down the street, you see yourself in 1986. Everybody's dressed like a black man. Ain't no other man. 1986 Harlem, New York, Brooklyn, Bronx, whichever borough you want to take. That is what they all look like. And yet you'll hear, oh, there was a racial issue. I'm like, why? You look like you're doing everything black folks do. So let's just celebrate that. Eurodance, Melanie Thornton was a good friend of mine from LaBouche who sung La Da Da Dee Da 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 and Be My Lover. Millions sold in the US. Those were black ladies singing like church. That's why it was good, Martha Wash. I wrote for Martha. I wrote with Bob Sinclair. We wrote a record for Martha that she recorded. This those voices are the reason Crystal Waters, the most unique sounding female vocalist in the house, came. Like, I don't deny that she wasn't the pioneer. She was there before me, and Crystal had that unique, Baltimore had that sound. Basement Boys, Frankie Knuckles. Then y'all want to call this mess house? It ain't no house. There's no house had soul in it. You take all the soul out and you want to call it house because you actually don't want the black people to be a part of it. That's how
Mm.
I see it. I'm gonna do like the disclaimer people, in my opinion.
All right.
But you
And
see, but house music was dominated by black people
we
because
created it.
yeah, when I house you and everything, all they did was just take disco and slow it down on the tempo.
Yes, yes. And the other thing is, the DJ aspect of it and the way they came up with, I don't know how many hip hop documentaries I've watched, how the dude had something on the kitchen sink on the stove and then he, trying to figure out how to cut and scratch and all of these things that DJs did to create this crazy, amazing genre. And then later we don't want to give them the budgets to do what they do. And we're going to give it to a kid who can barely DJ, can barely produce, can barely do anything. And that's just, we have to own, and I wish we had owned and protected our craft more as a collective. because now everyone thinks they own it, but they don't pay homage to the creators. Not the
Right.
way classical music plays homage to Beethoven.
You know, the executives that were in the circle that were assigned to us, they were getting paid and they were just double, triple dipping because it was their responsibility to make sure we were successful. And the only way we were going to be successful is to really teach us the business, the same as the military structure.
Yeah.
And shout out to you and DJ Despair. This is DJ Despair. From both of you guys' perspective, it's not an opinion, it's facts. You lived and you actually experienced. You are a pioneer. I mean, we have to just call it like it is. You've
I
seen and
take
you've
that
done
now.
things.
I don't, you know what? I realized after 1,000 singles that are not including the other crap that I've written that's sitting somewhere, and the amount of concerts in Australia and big stages and 300,000 people, people may not have known what I was up to, but it was being done. And you broke down a lot of walls where they were willing to have another person like me because I had done the job I needed to do. And that's what we have to do to pass the torch. You have to leave something intact that people say, okay, we can work with that. There's some talent. They have a value. And so often we're selfish, so we only think about ourselves. And that's how we end up losing our identity to other people.
Right. And you know, they have monetized, like you said, monetized our culture. You know,
True facts. Did you mention that? The Weather Girls is a very good friend of mine. Her mother was Izora Rhodes, the actual original with Martha Wash. But now the daughter owns the name. So I just produced a new record and I said, whoa, you gonna upload this video to your Weather Girls channel? She went on the channel. Somebody had uploaded all kinds of, even the new song. And she owns the rights to, her mother gave it only to her, the Weather Girls, the name, and Library of Congress. And they have earned 500 million streams, which 100 million or 500 million, which means they've earned up to $500,000. Where is that money for her? So now she's freaking out because she ain't paying attention. I said, they've been uploading stuff since 2009. Where were you? So the good thing is she's on it now, but it's just, folks, like, and streaming. Have you heard the new song, I'm Getting Old? On Instagram, I'm getting old. Dun, 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 dun. It's like a little rap song. He's getting kind of viral, dude.
Okay.
He online, people were streaming and clicking. So he decided to upload it to streaming. Crickets, 5 cents, $10. And he's like, Spotify and some of these platforms, the payout is very, very small unless you go super viral, 100 million, 1 billion streams. Who can do that? So it's kind of,
yeah.
right,
Yeah.
without their machine behind.
Right. Which means they're gonna get
which is a monopoly
larger
in
chunk
itself.
of the
Right.
the money. So
Right.
yeah.
they're
And
looking
it's a
for the
setup. So-
initiative.
And I saw it for myself. I had 70 or 80 million streams with Avicii, with his team. But the way we got those streams was Avicii's cousin was a part of the group. The manager had a desk. It's on Netflix. The manager had a desk in Spotify because Spotify started in Stockholm, in Sweden. They just go on like a normal Monday and say, let's put them on all these playlists. I know they did that. So me fighting with my little Southern Stroll or whatever record I got right now, I understand it's an uphill battle because the people on the inside are literally paying and just putting random songs that are not really good. They'll just put them out and put them everywhere. And then you go, oh, it's doing really well. She's so amazing. I don't need another Amy Winehouse. The real one was great. Stop trying to convince me that this cat with barely even the soul of Amy is the same. It's not the same.
Right.
Or Missy, we don't need no other Missy Elliott, and I don't need another Whitney Houston unless you're doing a cover gig. Then you do that. But we don't need, real artists don't need to be duplicated. Be something new. And that's just, yeah, be authentic. My voice is always weird and strange, so I don't even know how I did this thing. But When I heard Phyllis Hyman in the 80s and I was at Phenom, I was like, this lady sing kind of low. Maybe I have a chance. And then
Hmm.
I sung a lot of Luther and Man songs. Oh, Peebo, God bless Peebo Bryson, man. These are the singers that
Yes.
gave me my vibe.
Right.
And a lot of men, because I sing, my band gets upset. I'd be like, can we lower that to the basement, please? But I still, I do a Gladys tribute in there, and even though Gladys is higher, I still embody the warmth of what she's doing, so it comes out really nice. But legends don't need copies. Not when you're trying to be the artist with it. If you're doing a cover gig at the winery, great. But if you want to say you want to be a unique artist, you have to do you. Whether it's people talk about Ti and his kids. I'm a big Ti fan. Ti got a little son that's the oldest son named King. Now
Right.
King to me is the star. Now people go, why you say he's because King got the personality. You could run about 500 TV shows of this cat and be entertained. He can rap, he can flow. He got a little odd look that makes him you want to look at him more. And so
Unique.
no,
Yeah.
he's not Domani. I'll be doing all this. I'm 60, but no, he's not Domani. Is like the proper Ti coming to be like my dad. But this little boy also has something. He's a star. And
Hmm.
so being unique is not like a cookie cutter. We put it together. Um, Going back to Sean Combs, a lot of my friends work with Puff, singing background, doing all kind of stuff. And even though he got some issues going on with legality things, you cannot deny from Howard University, where my brother-in-law went to school with him. He always gave parties. He always was trying to have an idea in his head. He was always working, 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 working. So maybe he took it too far and did whatever, whatever. I don't know. I'm not a part of it. I was friends with Kim Porter. I know from her side some stuff, but I do know this. You can't deny that those banging tracks that came out of that whole bad boy, those are forever going to be here
Yeah.
versus other people's records. So you got to give people their props. It doesn't matter if they're the citizen you want them to be, but the records are they're what
The
they are.
music is the music.
He
Well,
was
I
the
still play R.
influencer.
Kelly. I still play R.
Yeah.
Kelly. I still play.
see,
Yeah.
I got Biggie and
Absolutely.
all the. Craig Mack is one of my favorite records ever. So
Right.
yeah,
Shit. That's
I
what
feel like
gave them life.
yeah,
That's
but
what
you guys
gave
gotta
Biggie
understand.
life.
Well,
Craig Mack. And we know this from the down south perspective because we were in South Carolina and Mississippi and we was bumping Flavor in Your Ear, yeah, boy, before we gave Ready to Die a chance to breathe. Biggie
yeah.
had to get on the remix to that in order for us to even be willing to let Biggie get in our ear. Now, once we got in, let him get in our ear, yeah, he was lyrical. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
we could identify with what he was saying, whether it was actually how he was living or not.
Right.
We wasn't on to the script at the time. We just was on to the content. And so yeah, man, he was amazing as a lyrical artist.
Yeah. And I
and I
find
think
it interesting that people. So you have the hip hop scene. Like, why y'all still playing all the same old records from John B all the way back to Biggie to whatever? Why can't you make some new stuff that I want to bump to? Because it can't. These records are so quick. They're just so they're in and out so fast. But if you put on Biggie, 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 can't you? Everybody, young or old, starts moving.
Yeah.
Where are those records?
They're in the jewels because certain people have either passed on or they're being kept because that's the key to their future royalties and their gold mines, so they want to control that. They
Yeah, and
have the publishing and the
yeah,
copyrights and they have that lifespan at 25, 30 years. That's
I
where
think I
those records
heard
are.
I heard Frankie, no, not Frankie, Chucky Booker say they asked him why are records not sustaining the way they used to. He said because even in hip hop they took the melody out. You used to have a full band with Jay-Z. He would come up and do the whole thing. John Legend was one of the musicians for somebody. Like they had full bands with gospel chords and dun, da da da, da, just.
Yeah.
And I just think they just didn't want to pay musicians and let's keep it small. I don't know, but it just got less melodic, and it didn't really keep catching your ear. And
Yeah, that was the business behind it. paying those actual live musicians, you actually have to pay them more than you pay the live recording artists because that's
Right.
their original masterpieces.
Yeah.
It's
Indeed.
equivalent to us as authors.
Right. Yeah. And
Well,
then you try to tell.
oh, go ahead.
No, no, no. Please, please.
I was gonna say, we want to get into some music. You know what I mean? And play this new record we got with you and Marcus Allen. Uh,
Oh,
if you could tell us
yes.
about the record, who produced it, and how you hooked up with Marcus.
So that's a good thing. So the original version of the record, which is right now getting spun, it's getting played like it's an older record, but it's now getting some love on in Missouri, St. Louis, and Biloxi, Mississippi. It's getting major radio play, which is crazy. Did not have Marcus on it, and then Tangi of iMerge, she said, "You know what? I know a guy you should meet." I said, "Yeah, I want to do a mix of this, but I don't know how I want to do it." And actually, this was produced by Two Wrongs by Lorenzo Johnson, who produced "Got to Get to Know You" and a few records for Lettucey. So me and Lorenzo, we real tight. We're working on a new record right now. We're doing a Jeter thing together. We Marcus, I mean, we just sent him the track and he sent back fire and his video. I was like, yo. So his voice is just so R&B that he gave it another edge that I wasn't expecting. He's an excellent artist. So it was just a pleasure to be able to work with this cat.
Yeah, shout out to the Carolina natives,
Carolina,
man.
Carolina.
Yeah, he been
Yeah.
winning awards. I can go back 10, 15 years, man.
We've
Yep.
been getting some radio play and some streams in Gastonia. That's where my sister's husband from. I'm like,
Yeah,
yo, Gastonia streaming the record. And it's just records in Southern Soul find their way when they want to. You
yeah,
can release something like Boots on the Ground. I was talking to Yaya through Tangi. We had a call one night. He's like, Terry, these records come out whenever they want, but when the people like them, could be 5 years later. Tony
well,
Armanio, them records be way 2 years old, 3 years old, and people start playing them.
I tell you what, Terry, and this is, from all of us, because this is our senior DJ, and he's the only DJ on the panel. Stone and I are admin. So this is who services the music, and he is basically the Grand Master of Canada, because that's where he's live from right now.
Oh
Those
wow,
are the
my son's
keys.
about to marry the Canadian girl. That's great. Are you in Toronto?
Between Toronto and Winnipeg.
Oh, you gonna see me in person real soon. When that wedding happens, I'm gonna be up there in Toronto, having me a good time. Yeah,
But we should set something up
No
while you're
diggity,
here.
no doubt. Now, what we
definitely,
would like to be able to
definitely.
do, we would like to be able to help support your record, um, and call some people and get some of the people to get on board and give you support. But we want to
Oh
be able
wow.
to circle back on the back end and get us, some promotional shows and have the opportunity to make and break some bread with you.
Absolutely. I've been down with that since day one. How to, teamwork and partnerships. I'm right now on a ship with a guy that did R&B back in '93. Met me, we disappeared. He's here now. That guy has done everything to support me his entire, like the last 30 years. So it's funny that now he owns events and this and that, but we still are family like that. And I called him. I was like, yo, I can't stand such and such. This way this is going down. He said, you know what? Since I released your last record, which I don't do anymore with other people, he said, take your master back and I'm going to delete it from my record company and you take it back. It's a song called Caught Up because I did it with Raheem's producer. I said, you going to give me the master back? He said, yeah. Take it back, put a twist, and re-release it. He said, it's yours because nobody should own your masters but you. I said, really? And that's what people, if you're good to them, they always look out for you. If you got a pure soul about what you're doing, I ain't trying to rip no artists off. All my artists for the gig next week have already been paid. That's how I operate. They get paid from my private pocket to be sure people getting a little bit less than I do, that they're not waiting on a couple $100s. So I think a lot of people don't understand how important that is. it makes people feel valued, like they're important to you to be a part of whatever mess you got going on. You know, we so important artists, but you're really not. You know, it's just music. I
Right.
never wanted to be a star. I just wanted to sing and write. I never cared about. I get nervous when people be trying to put me on blast. Like, oh, that was so hard for me in the beginning to be on stage running around. Now I'm good at it, but in the beginning it was a no go, 0-0. I didn't. I just wanted to sing and write, and I understand that because Whitney Houston said a similar thing. She just wanted to sing. She didn't want all that. She just wanted to sing. So I think people, that's really what artists like to do. They like to do their craft. And now that you get more seasoned, you do it better than you did. You get this show now, y'all. You
All right. Well, Doc, take us into the new song featuring Marcus Allen, man.
I
So,
love this record. I love this
yeah,
record.
it's grooving. I
And
saw
now
the
y'all
video.
ain't gonna ask me what that lyrics is about, cause all the dudes they always ask me,
When we
"Yo,
come
T,
back,
what's?"
we gonna talk about it.
Oh
Sounds something like this.
In the middle of my workday, I got your call. You say what up this evening, and I say nothing at all. You don't even have to text me or send a note, 'cause I already know, same spot we've been before. Two wrongs don't make it right. Oh, no, it don't. Can't believe that we risked it all to be here tonight. Let's go. Glad you got my call. Girl, you know I'm ready. Been waiting all day to be with my baby. Ready to risk it all for you. Now that we're here, yeah, you know what we came to do. Two wrongs don't make it right. Yeah, can't believe that we risk it all. Oh, to be here tonight. Yeah, two wrongs don't make it right. Can't believe that we risked it all. No, to be here tonight. I know two wrongs don't make it right, but I'ma stay up with you all night. Yeah, and it's gonna feel so right. I know two wrongs don't make it right, but I'ma stay up with you all night. And it's gonna feel so right. I know two wrongs don't make it right, but I'ma stay up with you all night. And it's gonna feel so right. I'm so addicted to you, baby. Oh, I know we risk it all tonight. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Can't believe that we risked it all. No. To be here tonight. Don't make it right, but I'ma stay up with you all night. Two wrongs don't make it right. Two wrongs don't make it right, but I'ma stay up with you all night. Two wrongs don't make it right.
Don't make it right. Oh no.
I got y'all. That's y'all applying for the next remix. I think that's what's happening.
Hey, look, baby, that's grooving. And I just want to say this before we dig in. Rest in peace to Angie Stone, but you so much remind me of her on this record,
Really,
and Betty Wright. Oh my God, Lord have mercy.
really. Boy, you
Yeah.
made me get a little chill over here. What?
Oh my God.
All I ever wanted to do was sing like Dorothy Moore. You know Dorothy Moore.
Yes.
Dorothy did the Misty Blue back in the day. I heard that record as a child one or two times, and I was like, "Oh, honey, been such a long, long time," and I wanted to sing like that. And then as I got older, I heard that I could do that. I couldn't do it in the beginning, I don't know, but and now I'm feeling the words when I sing. So whether or not that story will be true or not, I know the emotion that goes into that situation.
Let's
And I
talk about
know, whoa.
it.
uh I was imagining, so I was thinking one night, I don't know why I came up with the record, to be honest. I was like, I can imagine this lady, she meeting this dude, they always meet, but they know they can never really be together. And I know that must happen in real life. I'm sure it happens. And you wish that you had another life that it could be a certain way, but it is not that way. So you always come back. Y'all try to for that 1 hour, 2 hours, 5 hours. I don't know what if you have that moment, but when you wake up to reality, you still got to go home. You have your families and your responsibilities. And that was the story I wanted to write. So a lady on YouTube or TikTok, she was actually cheating. And she was at the house. This is a true story. It's somewhere on TikTok. She was parked in the streets in front of the house, and she was playing a record while she was putting on lipstick, like kind of sad and just like waiting for somebody at the hotel. I'm like, get out of here. True story. It's really a thing. I'll find it for you. Send you the link. So people go through this. This is life. Life is life, and all the time. And each time with that kind of, thank you for the compliment because I love Angie Stone. I was devastated. I met Angie in DC once because my best friend, a guitarist player, Mike Severson, was playing for her. I had front seat right in front of Angie and the girls. And I was like, she reminded me of myself. She did. And I think if we talked backstage, very cool, tiny thing compared to me. I'm like
Right.
5'9". And you just see people that you connect to, like we connected for sure. But I don't like to bug people when they just come off stage. So I said my hellos and I was like, to have met her was really a gift. And
Mhm.
what those kind of voices like hers and mine and Betty Wright and some of the Mavis Staples, we sing our pain. And the pain is what people pick up on or the joy. And that is how they decide if they liked what we do. How much I translate the message in your soul, if that doesn't sound too cheesy. And as a writer, I thought about that when I'm writing. How will I, you know, how will I make the listener understand this exact moment? So everybody's all, oh, what's that about? Yeah, because that reaction you're giving me shows me that you felt the emotions of what I was trying to relay. So that's just what we do. I write happier songs.
You know, you
I write
you you cover the spectrum. It's just not many artists can actually do that
child.
and bring that to life and sell it in the same facet. So look,
To to go from everybody dance to whatever I'm doing now to techno to tour with Guetta to write with Avicii to do all that shit and then still end up singing like Betty Wright. This is full fucking circle. Oh, you can't. Is this his podcast?
yes, you
This is
can.
full.
This is
This
real
is full
life.
fucking circle right here. This is the real Terry Dwayne. This is full
Yes.
circle because people tried to limit me because they couldn't get. My dad is from West Virginia. Of course, I know country music. I wrote with Taylor Swift's guys play on my records. I didn't even tell you that. Mike Meadows, her musical director, plays on some of my music. We have a full country album because I'm friends with Warren Treaty, Tanya Blunt, and her husband. And
Yeah.
I heard them. I said, "Shit, I didn't know I could release this shit that I did. Damn!" And it was good. It had all these stars on it, but I have not dropped that because I'm so fixated on my soul stuff. I don't want to confuse people no more. They already were mad about the house music and the soul, then the southern soul. But I can go to Spring Fling next year, and there was no way you won't say I don't fit in.
That's right.
And so
Period.
I don't never go around a group of black people and feel uncomfortable. I taught my son that shit. He thought my son's half European. I say, go see my cousins in Spar, Florida. The door might be open. The kids might be in Pampers. There might be an oxygen tank on the sofa. You go in there and play like you have never played before, like you love my family. That's how we are. Money does not matter.
Right.
We're all about feeling comfortable with who this is who we are. We're different. Some people have a lot of money, some people nothing. That doesn't change the fun and the vibe. And by the way, the people with the less money is way more fun.
Absolutely. And
The people that
creative
don't, oh
and
my God.
considerate. So you know how that
Yes.
goes.
Because we tell
Well,
the
look,
kids to
bro.
shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. Do you hear me talking? They don't do that on this cruise ship. Boy, stop. Kids be hitting parents in the face. It's too much. But I'm
Wow.
black. I just have to look the other way and go, okay. Um, but yeah, just the to hear those names, DJ. I mean, spare. That's despair. That is a compliment which will go with me for the rest of this couple of days because it's what you want to achieve when you're not in the music business. You hear people like Angie, you hear Betty Wright, you hear Phyllis Hyman, you hear all these voices, and you just pray that you could come a little bit close. So if someone says you have something of that, that's like a huge compliment. Like wow, like seriously, I'm a real like if you see me in Toronto, there will be no light between my behavior now. I don't do drugs, I don't drink even alcohol. There's no difference between me. And I can party all night long. I can have sex with people. I can do all this stuff. I'm not needing no drugs or alcohol to do any of that. And I'm always the same.
That's great. That's consistency. That's the
That was a
reason why
lot.
you're
I might have
here.
gave you too much on that one, but all
No,
right.
no, 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 no. This is authenticity. You know what I'm saying? How often do you actually open up, feel comfortable
Yeah.
enough to lay it on the line like you just did? So we want to just say thank you as a token of appreciation. And before we get out of here, we'd like you to take a moment and reflect and tell the people who have listened and who have recently gotten turned on to who you are going forward, how they can follow you, interact with you, and keep up with what's coming up next with Terry Green.
So if they go to www.terrybmusic, sorry, www.terrygreenmusic.com, all the social media clicks are there. If they like my house music stuff, it's Terry B Music on Instagram, and you can click, and find everything. Or you can go to Wikipedia and look up Terry B. It's gonna come to me, and you're gonna find every single thing I've ever done. And I remember sitting with Mona Scott, who created the Love and Hip Hop stuff. Because Amina's Black Butterfly is literally with me next Friday. Not Amina, because she's in LA, but the other two sisters singing with me. And the one twin, there's one twin and a big sister. And I'm always pumping them up like, yo, why y'all not doing them? Y'all made hits in America. And Mona said to me, I said, Mona, she said, if you really are authentically who you say you are, I'm about to take my phone and find you on the web. So I know you cannot lie to people. You have to be you have to be legitimate. She looked me up and went, "Oh, top of Google. You're good."
Mhm.
So people who know their shit, they don't let you fake. You can't be faking no information. Um, and I just appreciate being with some brothers, just real talk. Toronto is, like I said, that's about to be my new second home when my son get that little girlfriend married. I'm really waiting for that. Because Toronto, we might need that passport too. So we try to keep friendly with y'all.
Yeah, that's
And
the man right there.
Hey,
We
with your
we gonna make
government
sure
right
he
now.
got whatever he.
Carolina's, I don't know, I didn't even mention, but Carolina, we're the DeWeese and the Barber family. That is my grandmother's family from. They were part of the Geechees down in South Carolina that were from the
Mm,
first slave trade that came
yeah.
into to the port of Charleston. I guess it was Charleston, and
Yeah, Gullah
so
Geechee.
Carolina is my family's blood. We run through from the slave trade starting there till we spread out to the rest of the country. So Carolina means a lot to me, and appreciate that you, know me and have me on your radar, Slate. That you even found me and it gave me a little bit of your time. It's brilliant.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I like the interview that it's not, just a bunch of ridiculous questions that anybody can look up. We just kind of had a conversation. You will find out more about people if you just let them. I told y'all way too much. I was like, ooh, that might be something I don't want to hear next week.
Nah, people need to
But
know this is real life and we're real people, so we do real things.
now I'm curious, you got a whole bunch of awards in your background, and I've been looking at them and I want to know, what is that for? Track and field, or what was you doing? Grammys?
I'm a recording artist too, and I'm also a community, activist. I'm
Wow.
pretty heavy in my community, and they've just been
Love it.
honoring me and rewarding me, so I'm grateful.
You know what? I love that vibe, man. I love it. Some days I feel like I should have quit music and just been a politician. Because the problem with politicians, some, not all, is that they cannot talk to people. They throw people out, like, they're not gonna learn, they're not gonna. No. Tell them something in a way that they understand, and you'll get the right vote, and you'll actually do good for them. You have people see Trump knew how to talk to folk. Whether we like the kind of talk, but it talked to a certain person and he understood that. Whether it was a lie, whether it was the truth, that's a whole other thing. But he talked to them in a way that wasn't even good for them, but they believed it. So in reverse, we can do good things by wanting people to succeed. I'm living near Baltimore as well. And our mayor, Brandon, I forgot Brandon's name. Brandon has brought the crime, everything down 50%. It's at a 50-year low in Baltimore. Where is the massive TV shows about that?
Because of who it is, the reflection, they don't want you. We do run it. We do balance it. It's just that they don't want society to be able to collectively recognize and acknowledge that, because the time is up and it's time for them to go. Well, hey, we're gonna have to come back to it. We're gonna have to come back to it, because you have so much more that we could dive into and dig into. And so what
you just lit my fire. You don't want it like that, boy. I'd be mad as hell at people, because I'm looking at New York. The man didn't balance the budget in 7 months. Y'all been politicians for 40 years and we have trillions in debt. How's this work? How's the math ain't mathing? What is going on? My cousins in New York got free healthcare, free childcare now. The hood people is talking about we can see something. They never said that since the 80s. I never heard them be positive. Never.
Yeah, so, we got to come back and build on this.
Yeah.
Because you dropping gems and jewels that we need to be able to have a conversation about going forward, because information is key. It's everything. We just
and people try to block that so you don't know,
that's what's going on right now.
Race is a construct. Right. Race is a construct.
They reflecting on our time and they telling us, hey man, you guys have had a great interview, but you're on that timeline, so we need y'all to go ahead on and get out of here. So we're gonna get out of here. But we gonna come back so much, because we had a great time, and we're happy that you had a great time. You've been smiling the whole time, so thank you for allowing us.
I feel good. I got a show tonight. I don't feel like doing that though, but yeah.
Thank you.
I'd rather be in Toronto at the club. Thank you so much, DJ Despair, Dick James, Slate, Stone. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
We'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Peace.
The most versatile hip-hop radio station in the world. Phenomenal Radio.